Hello and welcome to Roland Dyens Valse and Skai Part 3. Here we are, we're diving back into the fantastic first section. We're going to dive straight into the next bit of Valse and Skai by Roland Dyens. Alrighty, here we go. There's a lot of repeats here, stuff I've done in the first video, so if you're interested, grab the link now or the link below, the first video. This is all repeats. I'm just going to slow down when we get to new material. So starting off we have open D, open G sharp, 2-4 on the F sharp and the G sharp, open A, B, C, then you're going to slide up to 5th fret, open E, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and then we're back into the all repeated. Nothing new. And there we go. We're just going to stop there 2 seconds. That is the new material where we've got a low E, E on 2nd, open G, that is into bar 76. So the main thing is to keep the melody, make sure you've got the nice and staccato, controlling your basses. Alrighty, into bar 76 we go. So we left it off here with this E minor. Low F in the bass, 3rd finger at 3, 2nd finger at 2, F and A, open B, and then you're going to go into a full bar for the C. Making sure that that E at the bottom rings over. Dyens loves that clash. Then we're into a 2nd position bar with the 4th finger on an E at 5, 2nd finger on F at 3, 3rd finger on the D. And then you're going to shift into a half bar at 5, 3rd finger at 7 on the A, 2nd finger on F, and that 2nd finger in Dyens' original fingering, I have adjusted it, stays down. It stays down for as long as possible. And then your 3rd finger is going to zoosh up to 6. It's going to come over 2nd, and you're going to play the high A at the 5th fret. And I'm going to leave it there because that starts to get really complicated. So we got 1st fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret. Before we shuffle off into the next bit. Take it nice and slowly, take your time, there's no rush for this. Again, making sure that the melody is the most outstanding bit of this section. Let's look at that in slow motion from the bar before. Alrighty, carrying on, next micro study, here we go. So we now have some fantastic Dyens humor here. So we are literally, I'm going to give you Dyens' fingering first. So here's a 1 at 7 and a 4 at the 9th fret for the G sharp and E. 3rd finger is going to hit the D sharp, and it's going to be D sharp and open E, D sharp and open E, and then your 3rd finger is going to stay down. You're going to pivot on it, and you're going to get G and G sharp, so that you get that sound, which we've already seen from the beginning, but clashed with before we move back into the 2nd position at bar 18. So again, nice and slowly from the bar before. Here it is. It is 3 and 2, 3 up to 6, slide along with the 4th finger, and then we're back into with a harmonic at the 24th fret of string 1. Alright, so that's just here in this area. You might need to hunt for it to really get it to zing. It's about halfway across my sound hole. What you would need to do is bust up all of those bars into different sections to make them work for you, all right? And take your time. So now, some hacks. Going back to bar 78. Here, it is possible to cut that F off. Just use your second finger and then slide the second finger up and use open strings. Obviously, you're losing Dyens' fantastic chord shape, but it is possible to do it so that you use 2 and 4, 3 again, and then 1 on the G sharp this side, so that you get your G sharp and G natural clashed with through an open string, and then you can slide down into bar 80 with a 1, 2, 4 over the F sharp and G sharp, 1, 2, harmonic as per usual. So those are the alternatives to bar 79 and 80. Alrighty, so we're back to the top of the piece. Something different now. Notice that for the first time we have an A hanging on. I'm using I and M to M, P, or you could use just I and M. That E actually is short. So when you put that all together, it sounds a little bit like okay, and again, just a repeat material now as we move on slowly. 4 to 1 pull off with the IM on the strings and then back in. Hammer on triplet. Back into this wonderful G major chord, and then slightly different. Alright, bar 88 is where we start to get a change, and we'll have a look at that in the next micro study. Alright, we left it off here at 88. G, B flat, C sharp, 4th finger is going to move down to get that wonderful clash, and then your 4th finger is just going to guide down to the G natural, and we're into familiar territory again. New. So here we have a 6 with the D and B and the 4th finger, and then your 4th finger is going to guide down back into familiar territory again. Alright, and then we're into the final few bars. I've sort of zipped through that a little bit, just pointing out the differences, because we've already seen this material 2 times in the last 2 videos. So I don't want to stay and go over it too much. So I'm going to go from bar 85 and into where we left it off. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please consider hitting the like button and even maybe subscribing to the channel. There is a ton of content going in your way, just like this, modern classical guitar pieces to get you in and up on 6-string inspiration. Let's dive back into Valse and Skai. Alright, welcome to the next micro study. Bar 93. So this is a classic Dyens chord. It comes up in Libre Sonatine. It comes in quite a few pieces. He loves the shape. So we have a bar at 5, D and A respectively with your 1st finger. You are then going to have to reach out to get that B with your 4th finger, and then your F natural with your 2nd finger. Right in the middle we've got that C natural. again back to this. So it's just reharmonizing this idea. Okay. Now we're into something that Dyens again loves to do, which is use his fourth finger as a bar. Down to 4th fret, A flat, F sharp, C, F sharp, B. And at the end of that phrase, he changes the A flat into a G. So your G is going to have to move down. So you're going to get this movement. And I would practice it like this. Because of the way that it's designed, you could just hop your 4th finger across. Once you've got that, you are going to head up to the 8th fret for the C chord. So we've already seen this a variation of this chord before in the 2nd section. 4th finger at 12, 2nd finger at 9. Down to your 3rd finger at 10 for the C, and then you're just going to move down 1 fret. Everything stays the same. And then we're into the E major section, the fantastic E major section. So again, here we go. Flamenco. It's a lovely sound, but there's definitely a gliss there that he's put in. He's also put in rit molto and gliss lento. So he wants you to really milk the crap out of this. And then we're into that wonderful E major section. So again, nice and slowly from bar 93. Well, you made it to the end. Thank you very much for staying this long. This video has been brought to you by ClassicalGuitarRocks.com, a home of 6-string inspiration. There are a ton of lessons on there, including the whole entirety of Villa-Lobos' Preludes and his 12 studies. Tons of Brouwer. I love Brouwer, so there's loads of Brouwer. And of course, more Dyens. So if you want some more Dyens, the next video is going to be popping up along just about now. And there is, of course, Tango and Skai, the sister piece to this fantastic Valse and Skai.